Hello, everyone. Happy Monday and happy team call night. Literally my favorite night of the week. So I get to see your faces and catch up with you. I love even those few minutes before we get going officially so we can just kind of catch up. It's one of my favorite parts of coaching is the community and getting to just do life together. It's so much bigger than the health and fitness. It's so much, and I love you ladies. So love getting to see your faces. We're going to chat tonight about coaching, and specifically inviting to your team, embracing objections. There's going to be some time at the end to answer some questions. So go ahead and type them in the chat box as we're going through the call, and I will make sure I get to them at the end. All right, so I'm going to share my screen. First, I'm going to take a picture just in case you guys hop off. Okay. All right, so share my screen. I've been getting all fancy with these little slides. Aren't you proud of me? Okay. All right, before we get into things, we're gonna do a little bit of recognition. Last week was our Fit Floors Glorious Sisters team-wide call. It was amazing about branding. If you missed it, go ahead to that team page, my Upline Caroline's page, and watch that talk. It was really good and helpful and valuable. But on there, she did some recognition for the whole downline, so it included some of my girls too, so I love that, but I wanted to do some from including up until this week. So we will go to recognition, and there we go. All right, first is we had someone else register for Summit, which is so exciting. Erico is officially joining us, and if you aren't familiar with Summit is July 11th to 14th. It's in Indy. We were there last year. We're going back again. Beachbody literally takes over the entire city. We get together. We have trainings. We have workouts, live workouts with the super trainers. You get to pick which one you go to. We get to, sweat together, learn together, you know us, pray together, and just encourage each other. And it's nothing like getting together face to face, hugging each other's necks, and being together. So go ahead and get your ticket as soon as you can. If you're a brand new coach, you actually have the opportunity to earn your ticket for free by hitting Success Club your first 3 months. So helping 3 people your first 3 months as a coach, and it's your first full month. So most of you that joined last month towards the end, this month counts for that. So help those 3 people so you can get that ticket paid for. And then also there's opportunities to earn your stay while we're there. So Larry and I already reserved the Airbnb. We're super excited to just get everybody together. We'll have some team celebrations. We're an elite team this year, so there's going to be a lot of stuff happening, and I want you guys there so we can celebrate as a team because this is a team effort. So make sure that you get there, make it a priority, especially if you are wanting to grow this as a business. Summit has to be just something that you make a point to get there, and we are making ways for you to be able to get there less expensive. We understand it's an investment. So, all right, so Erica is going, super excited. As far as some recognition, we saw that Abby hit Emerald and Valerie hit Emerald. Super exciting. So their business doors are officially open. Congratulations, ladies, which actually earned them a spot in the Diamond internship. They are crushing it, which is so fun to watch. Jacqueline actually added her 4th coach, which made her a pubic zirconia coach. No, this is not a Beachbody recognition. I heard of a coach and a team doing that within their team, and I was like, I want to do that. It's a big gap between Emerald and Diamond. There's Ruby, but usually you hit Ruby and Diamond around the same time. So you go from Emerald, 2 coaches, and then it's like Diamond, which is 8 coaches and 2 Emeralds. So it's fun to have a little stop in between, anything to celebrate, right? So we're celebrating her, adding 4 coaches to her team, which is so incredible. So congratulations. Ashley also is Diamond 2.0. She got her Diamond back, which again, another reason to celebrate. That's really exciting. She's in her 6-week hold, and she's ready. We're gonna hold this for 6 weeks, so she'll be a lifetime Diamond, which is super exciting. And as a result of that, my hubby is in 1-star Diamond qualifications, which is really, really neat. Obviously, he's not specifically working the business, like actively adding to his team personally. That's me, but you guys know how big of a support and encouragement he is to me and us as a team. So he gets to celebrate as well. So there's also coaches that added to their teams this week. We shouted that out on our team page. So everything you're doing, ladies, just keep it up. We're having a great start to the month. All right, so peek into this week. We have our intern call after this half of it, and the other half is tomorrow night, Tuesday night, so make sure you ladies are excited for that. And then on Tuesday at 1:30 Eastern, 2:30 Central, no, sorry, just kidding, 12:30 Central, we're gonna have a new coach Q&A. So this is a great time to just hop on with me. It'll be 30 minutes and you have the floor. So you can ask me any questions, anything, everything, struggles, concerns, questions, you know, how I do things, how other coaches do things, whatever you're struggling with. It's a great time to just get together and hear other new coaches questions as well, because for the most part, we all have the same questions, especially when we're starting out. So it's great to just kind of brainstorm together on that. So I will show up, whether one person shows up or 3 people, I'll be there. So hop on if you want to. Wednesday, I'm so excited for this. Abby is going to go live at 4 o'clock our time, 3 o'clock her time, and just share some tips. I did have a slide that I guess I forgot to add on there, but I had what our current Success Club numbers are, and Abby's already in Success Club. She's already helped 3 people get started with a challenge pack, and it's only the 11th of March, and she actually leaves on Monday to go to China for a whole week. So this girl, 2nd month into the business, she hit Success Club 8 last month. She's hit already at Success Club this month. I'm just literally jaw drop blown away. So obviously you're wondering what she's doing, right? So I'm gonna have her go live on our team page and just share some of the things that are working well for her, things that she's doing. She is a college student working with broke college students, so she has a really neat opportunity to just serve women where they are, and I can't wait to hear some of the nuggets that she has to share with us. Wednesday night at 8:30, I'm gonna do a pop-up Emerald in 24 Hours call. So you've seen emeralds popping, which is great because the bigger of a mountain we make it, the longer it's gonna take us to hit it, and it's not really a mountain at all. It's 2 coaches, it is, you know, a husband, a mom, a friend, a sister, your mailman. Emerald is the quickest rank that we should hit, and it opens up our business doors where you can start receiving that team cycle bonus, and we want you getting that as quickly as possible so you're not just solely relying on commissions, okay? So that's really how that residual passive income comes. So we're gonna do an Emerald in 24-hour call where you're literally gonna get on, and I'm gonna share exactly what Emerald is, how to get you there. And if you put in the work, you could be there definitely for sure within, you know, a couple of days. And so we'll show up to that, whether you are not an Emerald yet or already an Emerald. We all should desire to add 2 coaches to our team. So it's another way for you to just come on and have some tangible tips to be able to continue to add to your team as well. All right. Let's talk about growing your team. Again, any questions when it comes to coaching, go ahead and throw it below in the chat box and I'll get to them. So we'll go ahead and get here. So as far as growing your team, it's so important that you look at this as individual and unique. It's awesome to get inspiration from other coaches and listen to all the trainings. At the end of the day, it's about you and your season of life and what it is that you want to represent and who you want to attract. So don't get blindsided or, you know, just overcome by fear by looking at how other coaches are doing things. Figure out what's going to work specifically for you. So different things work for different people. We really have these 2 buckets that we're working with here. We have our challenge group bucket and we have our coaching bucket. Both are important. There's different coaches that are going to tell you they focus harder on one more than the other. They're both necessary. We have to be filling up both buckets. But there are some coaches who their rockstar coaches come from their challenge groups. So they focus hard on filling up that challenge group bucket. They're constantly bringing in new challengers. They're getting them incredible results. They're helping them become Beachbody believers, leading that Beachbody blue, and they probably don't feel like they're capable of being a leader at first. So if they were to ask them before they joined a challenge group if they wanted to be a coach, they would most likely say no because they don't have that belief in themselves. But if they get into a challenge group and they get results, then it's, you know, a little bit more natural to say, hey, listen, you've already been doing what I'm doing. You're encouraging people. You're showing up. Why don't you help people? So share it and help people and earn an income doing what I do as a coach. And so some people focus hard on just bringing in challengers. It does not mean that they don't invite to coaching. They just do it a little bit differently. They get their coaches from their challenge groups. So towards the end of a challenge group, maybe they're inviting to a coach sneak peek, or as soon as they see that person catching that fire, they reach out to them and say, and they say, hey, here's a little video that I did, or, here is some information on coaching. I think it would be amazing. Do you want to hear more about this? So they're primarily recruiting through challenge groups and then turning into coaches that way. And then there's another side where it's primarily coaching. There's coaches who say challenge groups are great, but my focus is coaching, because I know at the end of the day, finding those business builders is how my business is going to grow deep and sustainable. And again, that residual income. So I'm going to focus on there. I'm going to talk about coaching nonstop in my stories. I'm going to share my story. A lot of coaches have those stories of, I was in corporate America and I worked these crazy hours and I never saw my kids, or, I felt like I was missing out on this. And again, this is not a right, wrong thing here. There's we need working people, right? And hospitals, teachers, like, this is not a right, wrong thing. This is about what's kind of true to you and where God's calling you. And so if your story is that you, were able to come home from corporate America and be with your family, and you're sharing that unapologetically, you're going to attract those moms who want that, or those wives who want that, or those college students who want that for their future. So you are continuing to share your story. And so you're looking for those business builders who want to work this as a job and, do what they have to do in order to grow a successful business. And that is your focus. So I'm somewhere in the middle, I would say. I definitely still run challenge groups. I love helping women get healthy, but I really, 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 really love this. I love getting to bring on women that just line up so well with our mission, expanding our team, helping you guys, grow in your businesses. And so I still run challenge groups. I probably will always run challenge groups, but you'll start to see as your business grows and your team grows, it's not that same kind of pressure for the commissions, because your team volume is really starting to add up. And, you can serve a few women a month and then pour into your team, and that income is going to still continue to grow. So those are the two buckets. We talk a lot about the power of your story. Caroline talked about it on the call last week. Your story is it's powerful. Donald Miller, if you haven't heard of him before, we have his book. Larry and I went through his book over the summer, and it's incredible. If you haven't read that, definitely read that. It's called Building a Story Brand. And so there's a few different quotes from that book that were so interesting. It talked about humans spend 30% of their time daydreaming. Like daydreaming. That's 1 in 3 of like the day basically is spent daydreaming. And so it talked about people needing to see a message eight times for them to hear it. So when you think about the daydreaming part, it's your story that can pull them out of that. It's your story that can help them to relate to where you are. So taking less time simply scrolling social media or simply looking at what other coaches are doing for inspiration, I talk a lot against that, because unless you're done your business time and you're getting ready for bed and you have a few minutes and you want to kind of catch up with what your friends or your teammates are doing, that's one thing. But as far as sitting down to work your business, saying that you don't have time for it, but if you have time to watch other people's stories, I'd rather you take that time and invite. If you have 30 minutes to watch people's stories, take that 30 minutes and straight up invite. I went to Starbucks today, and you know what I did for 2 hours? I connected, I invited, and I followed up, because that is where our businesses grow, is having those conversations with people. It's not watching stories. It's not even the posting on the social media. It's what we do behind the scenes, and how we grab those people and bring them in. So who is that person that you want to attract? When you think about your dream team, what does that person look like? Don't worry about being boring or thinking that nobody can identify with you. The person who needs to hear your story is the person that is going to be listening. So you want to make sure that you're sharing that and that you are looking for that person. You are an expert in your story. I know we're not necessarily, as coaches, the fitness experts or the nutrition experts, which is a great relief, right? If that's not your strength, or if you're not certified in it, that's okay, because you're not expected to be the expert. You are expected to be the accountability buddy and the cheerleader to come alongside of people and help them reach their goals. But what you are an expert in is your own story, because I can't tell your story like you can. I haven't lived your story like you have. You are the expert of your story. So take time to develop that. it doesn't have to be scary because it's you. You know what your story is. So what have you overcome? Some questions to ask yourself when you're thinking about sharing your story and relating to people. What have you overcome? What have you struggled with? What are you currently struggling with? What do people come to you for? If you were to win an award, what would it be for? Like, what are some of your strengths and areas for growth? It could even be something funny. My senior year, I didn't know what I wanted to be when I grew up, okay? Even my literal senior year of college, I knew I wanted to do something health and fitness related, but I changed and I did like a general health and exercise science. But every semester I was like, oh my goodness, I'm gonna be a PE teacher. Oh my goodness, I'm gonna be an athletic trainer. Oh my gosh, OT, oh, look at this, squirrel, literally. So my professors just laughed at me to the point where they did a little funny ceremony at the end of my senior year. And I have a photo of it. They gave me the funny award of, I don't know what I want to be when I grow up. So what are those funny things that other people can identify with? If I were to share that story, I guarantee you I'd have people saying, oh my gosh, that was me. I thought I wanted to be a nurse. And then I decided my senior year I wanted to be a teacher, or just those little things that we think, no, that's not important. Nobody cares about that, or that's boring. Like, those are the things that are going to bring your people to you. So what are you most proud of? What could you talk all day, every day about? Those are the things that your people want to talk about too. So making sure that we're nailing down some of those things and speaking to that person. Okay, so back to this. So people need to hear a message, see a message 8 times, or hear a message 8 times for them to actually hear it. So when you send that first invite and that person says no, they're going to, we talk about how they still are watching, right? They're sitting around watching and waiting. So they're going to hear it again in your stories. And then they're going to come across it when you do a post. And then they're going to see when you go live and you talk about it. And then they're going to see when you follow back up. And then you mention it in your stories again. So all these little things are compounding off of each other. It's called the compound effect. So every little seed that we're planting, it matters. It adds up. And then eventually, when that time is right, that person is going to come, looking for you. Or when you reach back out for that follow-up, they're going to be like, now's the time. I'm ready. So in this book, it talks about how there's a character, which leads to a problem, which needs a guide. Then there's a plan, and that plan either is a success or a failure. And so in your story, you're the guide. And it's always important that we look at the person that we're attracting as they're the hero of the story. We can't make ourselves the hero. It's not just about us and what we've overcome. Sharing that to identify, yes, but when we're listening to people's struggles, most of it should be listening to them and then being able to potentially offer a solution. So moving on to how. I know that's your question, right? Okay, I get it. But how? How do I find these people to invite to coaching? So there's several different ways to be able to do this. We talked about challenge groups, right? That's a big, big, big one. So as a new coach, that's what you're focusing on, is getting people in the door, getting them great results. And then the results are going to speak for themselves. People are going to start asking them. They're going to start feeling good and wanting to share with other people. So that's definitely a major, major part of what we do as coaches. We get ourselves results, we get them results, and then that natural effect is for them to want to coach as well with your coaching. So they might not run to you and say they want to coach. That's you reaching out to them and pointing out the potential that you see in them that they might not see in themselves. Most of the times they don't. So polls is huge. We talk about this all the time, but specifically with polls, okay, how do I find those people? Polls in themselves aren't necessarily going to bring the people to you, because for the most part, if you're doing something that is a coach invite, you're probably not going to get many people saying, yes, I want to be a coach, sign me up for your team right away, right? So when you're talking about just general sharing your life, sharing your health and fitness journey, asking questions, being human, making yourself human, and so maybe saying something of a struggle that relates to your health and fitness, and say, do you struggle with nutrition too, as a poll, and give them the opportunity to answer that. Guess what? If most people say that they have a struggle that's similar to yours, that's an invite right there to the To Be mindset, right? Or to the Ultimate Portion Fix. If they say that they struggle with nutrition, those people who said that they don't, guess what? Oh, you don't struggle with nutrition. That's so awesome that you're in a really good, nutrition routine? What are some things that are working really well for you? You might find out in a conversation that that person is already really passionate about nutrition and they've just been kind of rocking it on their own. And you can say to them, well, that's amazing. I'm looking for women that are passionate about nutrition where we can join together, and you could join as a coach on my team and help other women, inspire other women, and kind of leading from there. So another thing is, doing the fitness or nutrition one. Do you struggle more with fitness or nutrition? You're going to have people that struggle with either or both. So you're able to say fitness, guess what? I've got a Transform 20 group starting up, or I have an online fitness community that you can join. Nutrition, again, 2B, Ultimate Portion Fix. So this is kind of getting people into challenge groups. But again, good polls are sharing on a team call. This is gold, you guys. I'm always sharing pictures and tagging you guys. You should be doing the same thing. Take a picture of your tribe when we are, hanging out at the beginning, or as you're sitting here on this training. If people don't know you're a coach, how do they know that they can join you? So sharing those little things, especially as a new coach, maybe you're like, I don't have anything to share yet. I don't have any challengers yet. I don't have any transformation stories yet. What am I supposed to share? Share this. Most people want to join us for what we have right here, the community. I have coaches on this call right now who've said that to me. They're like, I've talked to other coaches before, but it was something about your tribe that I wanted to be a part of. So what do you do with that? You got to share about it. This is not just my tribe. This is your tribe too. So share that. Talk about the accountability that comes from it. Talk about when I share people's before and afters, like that's yours too. This is a team. This is our whole entire community. So share that stuff in your story so people know that you're a coach. If you're only talking about health and fitness challenge groups, that's what you're going to get. But if you're sharing, oh my goodness, just got off of my team call. I love that I can hop on in my PJs on a Monday night, hang out with my girls, and grow my business at the same time. How amazing is that? Little things. Those are just little nuggets. You don't have to invite from that. Do you want to join us? But just little nuggets. You start to plant those seeds and people are like, man, okay, it's Monday night. That's our team call night, right? Okay, cool. You're like, I'm looking forward to seeing that stuff, and it becomes predictable, and then they start to want to be a part of it. So share. Don't have a negative option. So don't say, do you want to join me? Yes or no? Because you're going to get no's and you're going to be sad. Okay, so give them two positive examples, whether it's tell me more or sign me up. Or yes, like just get creative and give them two positive options to choose from. And that's just going to set that positive tone for those responses. So doing that, so I just gave some examples here of different polls that I did. This was a great one. So try that, because whether you have announced that you're a coach or people know that you're a coach or not, everybody that's following you has some sort of struggle with nutrition. So this is an easy way to just get right into that aspect of their life. I had a coach ask me today, well, how do you transition from, hey girl, catching up, how are the kids, to this is what I'm doing as a health and fitness coach? It's a natural segue if you're asking the right question. So for me, if I'm talking to a mom and I'm connecting and we have kids the same age and they have all boys too, or whatever, I'm going to say, well, what are you doing to stay active to keep up with your boys? Because I know if I wasn't working out, my boys would be running circles around me. Something like that, to where they're like, oh, I wish I worked out, but I don't. Ding, 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 ding. You now have an open door to share with them. Like, trust me, I wouldn't be working out either if it wasn't for my accountability group, if it wasn't for my community, if it wasn't for coaching. Coaching is a great accountability in itself, because you have to show up for your people, which guess what? It makes you show up. So sharing those little things with people, ask them what their nutrition struggles are. If you want to know what they struggle with, ask them. And then every person that responds, they are a potential invite for one of your next groups. Or nothing that has to do with health and fitness. I get the most engagement on ones that have nothing to do with it. Probably my highest engagement post was about my stupid nails. It was. I was like, that is the most people that responded, and most of them were short, like me. So guess what? There's a connection there. Is it silly? Yeah. But guess what? It's something that we connected on. It's something where I can swipe up, look at all those people who said short, and write, send a little message to them, like, you keep your nails short too, blah, 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 whatever. So some of it is thinking outside of the box, or better yet, stop thinking. Just be a human, have conversations with people. How would you want people to talk to you? Talk to them that same exact way, okay? Everybody knows me. That's the thing. Once you really start, like, train your people to engage with you. If you don't never engage with them and you're just sharing your stuff and they're just kind of watching and creeping on you, you're not developing that relationship so that when you do go behind the scenes to invite them or get to know them, they feel like they know you already. Whereas I feel like my people know me. They know that I can't stay up worth anything, and I'm going to fall asleep on a movie. This was like 90-something% said that I fell asleep watching this movie. Is that silly? Maybe, but guess what? It's true. It shows that my people know me because I'm becoming predictable. They know those little things about me. So what are those things about you that are just different that you can share? That introvert side of you, or that's a perfect thing for a call like this. Where are we? In our houses. You can hashtag introvert dreams. I'm in my house, in my PJs, but I still get to be a part of a community or whatever. So highlight those things about you, that are the weird things, the quirky things, because you're going to attract people that are just like you. All right, the 5-3-1 rule. So this is 5 likes. Finding someone first you go to could be an author that you like. It could be trying to think outside the box. So not health and fitness related, but going to maybe Disney, if you like Disney, or fashion or hair or nails or eyelashes, whatever. Go to someone, maybe it's a hairdresser in your area and you know there's a lot of women that follow her. Go to that and you find people by going to their profiles. You do 5 likes, so you like on 5 different pictures of theirs. You give 3 comments. So 3 comments on their pictures, genuine comments, not heart or, smiley face. Say, oh my goodness, your kid's so cute. Looks around the age of my kid. Whatever it is. Genuine comments, right? The more comments, actually the better for algorithms and all of that. But you want to just be real and have a actual question to engage with them. And then you follow them. What that does is when they go to look at their notifications, they're going to see how many? 5, 8, 9 things from Funky Fit. And they're going to be like, who is this girl? So what are they probably going to do? Click on my profile, look around a little bit, say, wow, okay, we have some similarities. Hopefully follow back, all right? So if you sit down and when you're talking about connecting and adding to your network, this is a great way to do it because you're being specific, okay? This is apart from the third-party tools. This is a way to get specific people that you'd want to be a part of your tribe. There's people who maybe follow me that I wouldn't necessarily feel like would mesh with us. And that's not a bad thing. Everyone's welcome. But you get what I'm saying, right? If you're specifically going and seeking out people that would make a good fit for you, it's going to make that connection so much more natural when you go to talk to them because you're going to have something to talk about. So when you sit down to do that, take 20 minutes, set a timer, 30 minutes, set a timer, or set a number. 20 times a day, I'm going to make real, genuine connections with people. Then that's how not only is your network going to grow, but you're going to find people to talk about coaching with because you're going to get to know some of the things about their personality that you feel like would make a great fit for your team. You don't have to just look for health and fitness people that are already in the fitness. It might be someone who's talking about how depressed they are because they don't have friends, or they are really, really sick of their job and they just want a new change, but they don't know where to go. Guess what? That could be a person that could really benefit from the business side of this opportunity. So just be mindful of who you're adding, who you're attracting, so that it's really genuine when you reach out to them. Giveaways, that is a really great way to increase your network as well. So what you would do could be anything you want, literally. If you're like, well, I don't have that many followers. Well, as you're adding to your network, you're going to get more. So maybe you get to 300 or 400 or 500 and you're like, okay, 500 followers, I'm going to do a little giveaway. And you have them follow you. So guess what? They're not only following you because they might have just came across it from it floating around somewhere. So they follow you, they tag 3 friends. So now 3 friends that might not have been following you are now following you. So it's getting more people to your page, and then make them share it in their stories and in order to enter the giveaway. It could be something super small. So don't think, oh gosh, I can't even afford, I've not sold anything yet, I cannot give anything away. Maybe it's a couple samples of your pre-workout, or maybe it's a water bottle that you found at Five Below. People love free. They will do anything for free, okay? So think of just creative ways that you can give away, get people engaged on your stories, and you just never know. Somebody might, from that, follow you, connect with you. Hello, Courtney! You totally, didn't I meet you from a giveaway? You won! That is a perfect example. Yay! Totally. Courtney was a part of, I think, this giveaway, right? You won the tank top and the journal and the mug. That was a really good giveaway. I need to do another one. But I got Courtney, and she's a coach, and she already sold Challenge Pack in her first couple weeks as a coach. She's already helping people. Like, I'm just saying, okay? So make sure that you're doing whatever you can do to get eyes to your page, to grow your social media. You never know who that one rock star is going to be from something that you feel like was maybe simple, could go a long way, okay? So sharing your own journey, you're 100% committed to your journey. That's how people are gonna identify with you. That's how they're gonna follow along with you. Being real, being a product of the product, conversation starters. I love sending video messages. Some of my girls on here are getting really, really good at this. Erica, Jacqueline, sending the video messages to people through Instagram. I find that people respond so much better to that because they see your face. It's like, whoa, a personal message to me. Like, wait, she took the time, and I always make sure I say their name, unless, you can get efficient with it and send a similar message to multiple people, that's fine. But if you're taking your time and just kind of connecting with a few different people, say their name, right? And write on the thing, make it specific to them. They're like, oh my gosh, she took the second to like make it personal to me. So that you can do voice memos now through Instagram, Facebook Messenger, text message, anything that takes it off of text. I still have, success with emails and texts and stuff like that too, but the more personal you can make it, the better for them, and the more they'll feel like they get to know you, okay? So video messages, and then create more opportunities to invite people. So we talked about getting more notice, getting on their radar by engaging. We talk about algorithms. The only thing you need to know when it comes to algorithms, because guess what? They are changing all the time. Basically, you have to pay money in order for people to see your stuff, especially if you're kind of flagged as a business. The most important thing you can do is engage. Engage with other people, get other people to engage with you. That's one thing that we know for sure that will not change. If you're constantly, again, liking and commenting, not just waiting for people to come to you, go get people, go encourage other people. You're constantly doing that. Instagram, Facebook, they're going to recognize, okay, she's relevant, she's connecting with people, they're connecting back with her. We got to make sure we bump her stuff up so that other people see her stuff as well. So that's why the polls and the questions and all that in your stories might seem like it's trivial, but if you're teaching them to engage back with you, then that's going to help your stories get seen by more people. It's going to help your posts get seen by more people, and that's at the end of the day what we want. It's our job, literally, it's our job to connect with people and think quality over quantity. It's no longer about 5 posts a day, thank the Lord. It's more like 1 to 2, and then be in your stories, let people really get to know the behind the scenes. Be vulnerable, show your messy kitchen, show your imperfections, relate to people, let them really see who you are. Not that you're a Debbie Downer, always have some positive spin to it, how you overcame that, what God showed you through that, right? Don't leave it in that negative spot, but let people see that you're real and that you have struggles too, and then help them get through theirs by showing them how you're getting through yours. And then Facebook and IG message, so put your story in front of them. At the end of the day, if you don't invite, you won't have a business. I'm going to say that one more time. If you don't invite, you won't have a business. It's easy to think people are just going to run to your door. You're going to have people filling out your forms. Doesn't often happen. You have to go get them, okay? Doing the stories is great, but that's step 1. That's just the storefront. You got to go behind the scenes and get people in the door. It's a good thing. It's a privilege. It's scary at first, maybe, but if you look at the incredible opportunity that it is, that person needs you, and that's going to change your mindset about it. All right, so Invitation Hub, a few different ideas for how to do this here. So let me minimize this so you can see better. So Instagram stories and live video is huge. Okay, so we talked about that. Go live a little bit more. Jacqueline inspired me hardcore by her video. She just went live and shared what you get in a challenge group when you join her. And so she explained beautifully about the intention of the groups, not just here's all that you get, but why? Like, why are we doing what we do? So she explained, the intention of the group. She explained what you get when you join, broke it all down in a way that was so informative. She shared about herself and what she's able to offer as a coach. I thought it was beautiful. She looked so comfortable. It was amazing. And I was like, okay, I need to go do that too. You guys know live video is just something that it's just that little thing for me. I don't know why. Stories I can delete and do it again, take two, but live video you can't. And that's something to step out of your comfort zone for. Do a live video, be nervous, shake, and tell them, I am scared to do this, but I know that there's somebody that needs to hear what I'm about to say, and share something, anything. The second thing, Linktree. When it comes to invitations, have a Linktree in your bio. So not your coach link. I see some coaches that have like Team Beachbody link. That's gonna run people away, right? It looks a little bit salesy. So we want to have a Linktree where you go to the link in your bio on Instagram and you get to put as many as you want. I try to keep it simple. I have like 5 right now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But the less the better, just so people aren't overwhelmed. And you have a link that is connected to each one of the groups that you have going on, so that people know how to be a part of it at any given moment, okay? You never know who's gonna click on that link, fill out a form, and then be able to be a part of what you have going on. So have it for your challenge group, have it for joining your team. I also recommend having something free for people. So I have that free Transform 20 workout just linked there. So they just fill out that form and they can get that for free. I've had a 5 tips for picky eaters, just a free workout, free little one-day meal plan, just something that people know that you are really wanting to offer value for them. And the forms you could do from Google Form, there's Typeform, there's Wufoo. It really makes things look professional. YouTube is also another thing. Create a little quick video that's going to float around without you even knowing about it. It could go viral and you had no idea, but that's out there. The link is in that description, so you have an opportunity for people to see it. It could be your morning routine, and just have that link in there too, okay? All right, so your game plan. What do? How do I do this? I'm going to tell you how. We are going to do stories, which most of you do. I love it. That's at least 5 times a day, showing different aspects of your life, your daily life. The purpose of stories is to captivate your audience. Second thing is going live once a week. I know I need to do it. I need to do it too, but we're going to commit to do it together, okay? You're going to share maybe something that you overcame that week, 5 to 7 minutes. Doesn't always have to be an invitation. Could just be, maybe it's a predictable time, like Funky Fit Friday or something, where I go live and people start to predict, okay, she's going live. I know she's going live at this time on Fridays. I'm going to show up. I'm going to be there for that. I want to see what she has to say that week. Not me, like I'm special, but you too. You get what I'm saying? So have something maybe predictable every week to where people can start to look forward to that, and then they start to maybe schedule it in and have it as something that they want to know what you have to say, and that's going to build trust with people. So again, it doesn't have to be health and fitness. Maybe you heard something in a sermon that really stuck out to you and you want to share it, something to help build trust with your followers. So who's committing to that? I'm going to ask you when we're not sharing so I can see everybody, okay? So 5 times a day, 1 live a week, and doing a little YouTube video once a month. Could be update on the month, something that is floating around so that people could stumble upon it and know what you're doing, okay? So I have a few examples here that I just wanted to share. These are a few of my most recent coaches that joined, and I just think it's so cool to see like real live examples of people that are on this call right now and how it went for a coaching conversation, okay? So let's take Casey. I have 2 Caseys. Isn't that cute? Casey, for instance. Okay, so Casey joined last month. Casey is my accidental voting queen. Okay, every single poll, Casey would accidentally vote, and I'd be like, what in the world? So I started to actually you're not the only one, don't worry. I would like strategically move them so they're not like within thumb's reach, you know? But so several times I kind of reached out being like, hey, you voted on my poll, was it an accident? And she'd either be like, yep, it was an accident, or maybe not say anything or not see the message. So I could have just been like, okay, whatever, I'm not gonna say anything. Or you could kind of keep going and make light of it. And so I said, it was a coaching one, I think, for a sneak peek. And I said, you know, do you want to join the sneak peek? And she clicked yes. And I said, you and your accidental poll votes, laugh, laugh, expecting she was going to write back and say, sorry again. But no, she said, haha, that was on purpose. I've been going back and forth. I've had a lot of different people reach out, but I keep getting drawn back into your group. I almost teared up and got chills just then, because that's what happens. And we are so focused on what that person's going to think or how they're going to perceive us that we don't make the ask. We don't take that chance. And we're robbing people. Like, that makes it real, right? What if I was just like, oh, I'm not going to? She admitted that she was kind of nervous to reach out and she wanted to do it a long time ago. So if I just didn't and I just let that go, who knows if she would have, you know, been inclined to reach out to me. So that's one. Another one is Courtney. Again, my giveaway girl. She, we'd been connecting for months through social media. I think it started from that giveaway. And then she would show up to free groups. She showed up to our, I think I approached her about coaching pretty quickly, because if you look at her Instagram before she became a coach just a month ago, and she posted sweaty selfies. She, you know, posted things about Jesus. She was a mom. So I was like, hello, Radiant Tribe was written on her forehead. So I said that to her. I saw that in her. So I said that to her. And I said, you know, said about it, but she just like, I think she actually joined the 5-day coach apprenticeship that I did with Karen. So she was interested. There was interest there. She joined that. And then it wasn't the right timing for her. So instead of just being like, oh, whatever, on to the next, we kept connecting. We commented on each other's stories and on each other's posts and like really continued a relationship. So if you're about people, you're not going to stop once they say not right now to you, right? So we just kept connecting, and then it came time for the flash sale, and she joined the flash sale group after being active in our free group around the same time, joined the flash sale group. And when she said that she wanted to join, I said, hey, do you want to join as a coach? I know we've chatted about this before. I don't feel pressure to work the business, but I just want to know how to sign you up. And she said, I'm still on the fence about coaching. Could have left it there and been like, all right, you know, let me know when you're ready. But I'm like, no, I want to know, like, why are you on the fence? Like, chat about this, because I probably have felt the same way. So I said, that's totally fine. What are your hesitations? And she explained her heart and just where she is as a mom. And that resonated with me, because I felt the exact same way before I said yes. So what did I do? Sent her a whole bunch of voice notes. I was like, I don't even know if you're listening to these, but I'm going to keep going, okay? And they were super long. And I wanted her to hear my voice. I was like, I need you to hear my voice on this. And I just shared with her exactly how I felt. So she went and prayed about it with her husband. And guess what the Lord said? He said it was time, okay? So don't give up on people. And then the last one really quick was another Casey. And she responded to a poll. Long story short, we had just started connecting, but she, you know, really felt like she kind of knew me and knew my heart a little bit. And a poll came up for coaching, and she said yes. Like, that was a what in the world? Nobody responds to coaching polls, but she did. And so from there, you know, we kind of chatted through, and that's what all these three had hesitations: introvert, motherhood, I'm older, who am I supposed to talk to? And instead of just running away from that, I embraced that objection, and I went in and said, let's talk about this. And if they still said no, that's okay. I know I did what I could to help, you know, bring some of that out of them. And so those are 3 examples of, you know, women that are here right now. And so just to wrap it up, be yourself. At the end of the day, I can say all these things and show you how I do things, but be yourself. What's authentic to you? How would you want people to approach you? Do that same thing for other people. So, all right, I'm going to stop sharing and get to your questions. I can figure out how to do that. Stop share. There we go. Okay, how are we doing? It's super late. We still on? Can you explain more about what Coach Sneak Peeks look like and what they are? Yes. Okay. So sneak peeks are a great way to share the opportunity in a way that is face-to-face like this. So you can do that in Facebook groups. I've done Facebook groups for the longest time, and just now started doing a webinar like this, which again, a few of the girls that are on here came to one like this. And I like this because it's live. It's, they can see me, they can ask questions versus, and that might intimidate some people. Some people say, no, thank you, it's live. That's okay. I just want you to like send me an email. So get to know your audience, get to know who you're talking to. Maybe maybe give them options. So if a sneak peek's coming up, that's an easy way to invite, because you're not saying, can I give you a bunch of information? You're just saying, hey, I have a sneak peek coming up. Do you want to pop in and listen? No strings attached, just information. Hear what I do as a coach. I think it would be incredible. So just listen in and give me your feedback. And it takes the pressure off. Like, hey, just listen in, let me know what you think. So we have one coming up probably when I get back from the cruise. It'll be a great opportunity to kind of show life, coach life on the cruise, and then we'll have one like the 1st or 2nd of April. But yeah, I think that's a great thing to invite people to. A smaller version of that is creating a little YouTube video. Again, a 5 to 7 minute video where you explain from your heart, because I can do a sneak peek, but they're not coming to join my team. They're coming to join your team. Ultimately, we're on the same team, but you know what I'm saying? If you're only inviting to my stuff, they're gonna be like, wait, but I wanted to hear Abby. So I like to have you guys share on that too and stuff. But as soon as you feel like you're ready to do that stuff on your own, do it. Do a little 5-minute video. Hey, I'm a brand new coach and I'm so excited. And, I am looking for women to join my team, blah, blah, whatever you want your people to hear, do a quick little video so that when you're having these conversations and inviting to coaching behind the scenes, like we're doing, right? You're inviting and they say, yeah, sure. I would love more information. Send them, hey, watch this quick video. Everything is there. They hear your voice, they see your face, they hear your passion, and you already have it done. So the video is already there. So you can do that for your challenge groups, and kind of go from there. People are really loving the videos. I even have some people send videos back. Yes, right? I love when people do that. I get so like, oh my gosh, she sent a video back. You don't coin me as a person that would send videos, but you kind of give them that confidence to want to send a video back, right? And guess what? You're grooming them for coaching. Okay, yeah, same here. All right, any other questions? I think that's it. I'll let you girls go. Nothing else? I know, Michelle, you had a question about Instagram, so we'll chat about that on our call tomorrow night. Yep. So I do suggest whatever your thing is, if it's Facebook, if it's Instagram, whatever it is, like don't change anything right away. Rock whatever you have going on, and then you can start, adding other things, but get good at where you are first before moving on. Okay. Picture time. Was that helpful at all?
Yes.
Helpful. Any other questions? Ashley's falling asleep, my little early bird. All right. Cheese. Cute. All right. I love you. Let's pray. We're going to pray for Nicole and her sickness really quick, and just for you guys for the week. Lord, we thank you so much just for another opportunity to gather together, Lord. You say where 2 or 3 are gathered, you're here. And we feel you, Lord. We feel your presence because we know that you are all up in this thing. You've called us here for a purpose, and it's not just about getting women abs and, getting them obsessed with their health and fitness, Lord. No, you've called us to something different. You've called us specifically to help women really find their value in you as their creator versus the mirror or the scale, Lord God. So we just pray that you, as we surrender to you every morning, that you would just show us the women that need us. We're going to be bold. We're going to do the action part. We know you can't steer a parked car, so we're going to move. But we pray that you would just, we can work together, we can partner together, and you can show us who needs you, Lord God, and who needs this, whether it's health and fitness, accountability, or community, Lord. Maybe they're alone and they're drowning, Lord, in their own life and their situations that they have going on, and they just need to know that they're not alone. Lord, would you just give us the boldness, give us the confidence to just share what you've shared with us and what you've given us, this blessing, Lord. Help us to just unapologetically just share that with other people. And the worst that they say is no, and that's okay, because there's plenty of women who really do need this, Lord. So help us to be sensitive to you as we walk with you, before we work with you. Just make this thing all about you. Let us decrease, Lord, so that you can increase and get all the glory for everything that we say and do. We love you and thank you so much. Bless this week. Touch Nicole, Lord God. We pray that you will just put your healing hands on her, help her to feel better. She's got so much going on, so help her to rest as she needs to rest, Lord. But anything else, any other requests, you know it all. So we just give it all to you. We love you and thank you. Amen. All right. Bye.
Yeah.
Amen. Thank you.
You're welcome. Love you. Bye.